Hi everyone, my name is Courtney Moody. I am class of 2020 UCF Online Alumna from the English Creative Writing Program, and I am here today with UCF Online Connect Center Success Coach, Jennifer Gonzalez. Thank you, Jennifer, for being with us today. We're going to have a little talk about success coaching and its value to UCF Online students. So thank you so much for being willing to talk to me today. Can you start us off by just telling us about yourself and your experience coaching students?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. So yes, I've been with the Online Connect Center since August of 2018, so a little over 2 years now. And so what kind of brought me over there was always having a passion for working in higher education and supporting students. I'm a two-time UCF alumni myself. I met my husband at UCF, so UCF has a really big place in my heart, and I've always wanted to give back. So I feel like this is the best opportunity for me to do that.
That's awesome that you're really familiar with UCF. You've been a student. That must really help when you're coaching. You can really, you've been there in that exact position.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can you tell us what are some of the most common questions you get from students when you're coaching?
Sure. So I would say the most common, and since we work with both prospective and current students, on the prospective side of things, it's definitely, what about UCF Online makes it different than campus-based UCF Online programs? What kind of resources are available to me as a student to support me while I'm here, especially if I don't live in the Central Florida area? And, what kind of opportunities exist for me after graduation? And I would say that question probably applies also to our current students too, since if they're not familiar with UCF, or if they are, they're just not sure, what's out there for them if they're not in the classroom all the time in comparison to our campus-based students. And usually financial aid, that's another big thing that we get to.
Of course, everyone always needs to know about the financial aid.
Yes.
So, mentions that students want to know what makes UCF Online different from in-person.
Mm-hmm.
What about coaching makes it a unique part of the UCF Online experience? And is that different from other institutions, how we offer that?
I would say so. That with coaching, I think what makes it so unique is that it's something that's, first of all, exclusive to UCF Online. So our campus-based students don't receive this service. So, they get something special. They get something that's custom to them, that we work with the student with where they're at. So, we're trying to understand what their goals are, where do they want to be, what can we do to support them throughout that process, from the moment they first call in and ask about what we offer to until they graduate, whether they're undergrad or grad. So just being there for them every step along the way. And from my prior experiences, both working at campus-based students and then even online at another institution, that they don't have these kinds of services. It's still something new in general in higher education. And I think the model that we use here and the way that we approach our students shows that we care, that we're there not just at the beginning or right at the end, and that we genuinely want to see you grow and develop into whatever it is you want to be.
That's awesome that it's a resource that's just for online students. I know a lot of times online students can feel like they don't necessarily get what the in-person students do, so it's great that they have this resource that's specially tailored to them. What are the top 3 resources you wish all UCF Online students knew about?
I would say on the academic and career planning side of things, definitely the Student Academic Resource Center, that it's not just for tutoring. They do a lot of their own sort of coaching methodology with working with students with academic skill management. So it's not just for if I have issues with test taking, that it's just really about anything on the academic side of things. And they do a lot of webinars for students, and it's something that's available for really anyone to use. So I think that's great that that's out there for them to access at any point in time. And then on the research side of things, since papers are a big part of being a student, that our library system here, they have a consultation service with their librarians, and that they specialize in different areas of interest. So depending on the topic that you have to work on or the class, that they're there to walk you through how do you find proper research articles, how do you do proper citations, how do you make sure that what you're using is a credible source. And that's something that's really quick and easy for students to do. They also do a lot of their services online. So I think that's really valuable for our students. And probably career services. That's another big thing, that they're there to work with you even when you first start in your program. It's not just reserved for when you're a senior and about to graduate. And even if they, they're not an employment agency, so they can't put you in a position, but at least help you figure out, okay, these are my interests, these are my strengths, these are the types of positions I see myself in, what realistically do I need to get there, what kind of networking opportunities should I pursue, and then just also give you some general guidance on like your resume, interview skills, things like that.
So with all these resources, if a student comes to you, if you can't help with the problem, you guys can probably refer them to the person who can, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So even if I personally, can't sit there and troubleshoot the actual issue, we can at least guide them through how do you connect with that person, prepare you for that conversation when you speak with them, what are some things to keep in mind when you're working with this department, and then check back in and make sure there was follow through with that. If there wasn't, okay, what's maybe preventing you from moving forward? What can we do to help with that and make sure you are tracking along where you want to be.
That's an awesome resource. I know when you're just looking at the website, you see all the different departments, all the phone numbers, and some seem to overlap, and it can be really overwhelming. You don't know where to go. So going to your success coach is probably your best bet for getting the help you need.
Absolutely. I would agree with that.
So what has been your most rewarding experience while coaching here at UCF?
I guess working with students that I know initially had struggled with their program, and seeing them graduate, and then even go beyond what their expectations were in the program. That for some of them, whether it was an academic concern or even something outside of school that seemed to be out of their control, and walking them through, okay, even though I'm not personally there to resolve the issues that you might have going on outside of school, what can we do so you can better manage that? What kind of options are available to you if you, for say, needed to take like a leave of absence? How do you come back and restart your studies? What kind of resources will help connect you so when you make that transition back that you're able to be successful, and just showing that I'm there to support them throughout that whole process, no matter how bad it might seem to them. That there's always something out there to help them, that there's always something we can try and do and get you connected with, and just knowing that they're not alone throughout that whole process. And it can be really isolating when you're online as well, not being able to physically see your professors, your peers, the different departments are available to you. So you're not sure what's out there. So knowing there's somebody who's periodically checking in with you, making sure you're okay, and that, that they can just talk to you about anything, and seeing those students overcome those barriers and not only graduate, but with a higher GPA than they anticipated, getting into grad school when they didn't think that was even a possibility for them. Or even landing like their dream job that they never thought in their wildest dreams that would happen, especially doing an online program with the stereotypes that might come along with that, and that they're just really eternally grateful that they were able to go through this.
That's so awesome and so valuable. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you'd like to add about success coaching or things you wish students knew about it?
I guess I would say that knowing there is a difference between advising and coaching. That advising, they're definitely there to support you as well, and coaching helps supplement that. That even though we can't tell you these are the exact classes you need to take in a certain point in time, we can at least guide you through your program, let you know what you might need to help with academic planning, and that anything outside of that you can still come to us about, even if, like you mentioned earlier, we can't personally resolve the issue, at least get you connected with where you need to go.
That's great. Thank you guys for all the work you do supporting.
Of course, happy to do it.
Thank you so much for talking with me today, and thank you so much for representing UCF Online.
Thank you.